Welcome to the Astral weather report for December 30th through January 4th, 2026. This will be the first Astral weather report for the new year. I hope you enjoyed your holidays. I'm Jeremy Eugene Wilson with the Light Army. I come on here every 6 days to share with you the neutrino, cosmic, astrological weather, so that rather than the energy that shows up invisibly in your world becoming a distraction, disruption, confusion, or ultimately create disharmony of some level, you can leverage this. You can use it to your benefit. You can harvest it to achieve your goals and outcomes. So over this next 6 days, our theme is purposeful pressure, right? This is all about knowing what's worth fighting for. So the mental and emotional forecast, what you can expect this week, it sharpens, it strengthens your internal compass. There is an obvious pressure. You're going to feel that pressure and that friction where you've been unclear, where you've been passive, where you've been living in ambiguity of some level. So overall, people might feel just an urge to prove themselves or to defend a space, defend what was, kind of an internal agitation without a clear outlet. Right? So you might feel or notice some emotional reactions in yourself and others, or challenges to criticism overall, but just more of a pull towards something meaningful, but undefined. Anywhere that you are showing up and it feels like obligation, not passion or a commitment, it's going to be amplified. So the tension is purposeful. You're being provoked into clarity. This next few days, this cycle is going to remind you that not everything is worth your energy. Not all the juice is worth the squeeze. So the truth is something is, and it is your job to identify what, right? We call it opportunity cost. What you sacrifice in one area is always a sacrifice of many. You know, if I show up in one role in one setting, I'm saying no to a million other things. So ultimately, if you don't sacrifice for what you want becomes the sacrifice. What is worth sacrificing for? What is worth fighting for? What is worth the pressure, the stress, and the tension on the other side? Where's a worthy reward? So the reason this energy is present, the transit we're moving into, that we're in now currently, since I'm a day late getting this thing out, the sun has moved into the 38 signature. It's called Gate 38 in human design. It's all about the fighter. This is the warrior of meaning, right? One of my favorite little metaphors during the 70s, during the Vietnam War, a lot of people that opposed the war formed an alliance to go and march against the Vietnam War. And they approached Mother Teresa. They said, Mother Teresa, would you lead the march against the Vietnam War? Would you lead the march to oppose being in this war? And she said, absolutely not. I will not lead a march against war. And people were a little confused. And she said, look, the moment that you have a march for peace, I will lead that march, but I will never lead against anything. And that's what this is about. It's about finding a worthy cause. You know, it's not about fighting against something. It's about fighting for something. So, this energy will show up in a distorted way by you'll feel a sense to want to fight, right? Argument for argument's sake, fighting for the sake of fighting. Would you rather be right, or would you rather be moving toward an idealized outcome, right? It can lead to a lot of burnout, fighting and battles that just drain your life force overall with yourself and with others. So the way to harvest this energy is just to recognize where you aren't demonstrating courage, right? The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. You know right now, feel it as you're listening to this. What is that thing you're avoiding, that pressure, that stress that you know on the other end has an award, a reward, or an outcome that far exceeds any sacrifice of pain and discomfort on the front end, right? What's that thing that no matter what pressure you met, you would still carry the conviction to, carry that purpose and allow that purpose and that conviction to carry you through the struggle, to carry you through the hardship, right? Where you're willing to meet resistance, knowing that it's going to strengthen you and help you achieve ultimately what it is you want. The core lesson of this signature of this gate is just that, right? Like, life feels more meaningful when you fight for what matters. Not everything does. So the earth has also moved into gate 39. This is the signature of provocation, right? It's the provocateur. It's a catalyst for breakthroughs. In the I Ching, they call it obstruction. So the way this shows up in detriment or in distortion is just provocation is provocation, right? Poking for reactions. You might be doing it for no reason. Other people might do it. You might notice as a parent, your kids are just provoking you unnecessarily, right? The maxims of warfare, provocation and retaliation. That's like how it happens. So you might see people just starting conflict for no reason, just a little bit more emotional triggering without awareness. And to use this in a positive way, it's just intentional provocation. What crucial conversations, what crucial conflict have you been avoiding, and you want to anchor a desire, or it is a time of year of resolutions. What do you want to resolve? Where do you have open loops? Where do you have energy drains that deserve a conversation about solving or resolving, right? So intentional provocation, what's worth fighting for. Innovation through friction, right? Oftentimes we avoid the things we're stuck at, but those are the areas we can innovate, buy our time back, and make things more efficient, more clarity, reduce ambiguity, create more confidence. So, pressure makes diamonds. Pressure reveals the truth. Where can you create a positive and powerful provocation of pressure in your life that leads to a powerful result? Maybe it's in the gym, maybe it's in your relationships, maybe it's in your career. But anyway, the core lesson of Gate 39, the 39th signature, is just that, stress and pressure become fuel when it pushes you to clarify what you actually stand for. So the things to avoid this next few days, just avoid arguing to win instead of understand, right? Seek to understand. Would you rather, seek to understand or seek to be right? You choose. Reacting emotionally to pressure, I know I can feel it. How do you turn that pressure and stress into fuel? Well, we eat pressure and stress for breakfast, and when we apply it toward a worthy cause to serve others in the best will of all, that pressure always feels exciting. Don't try and solve everything all at once. There can be a little bit of overwhelm with this energy. Don't waste your energy trying to solve all your problems all at once, just one at a time. Provoking others, like I said, even if it's joking, you'll notice yourself just be a little bit more edgy this next few days. And the best way to leverage this is just, let that pressure be guidance. Pay attention to where you feel alive. The friction in your life, the tension, the stress, the pressure is feedback. It's not failure. It's a way for you to recalibrate to your true north and get really clear on what you do want. Conflict is, sometimes a mirror that reveals to us our core values, what we really want the most, where we're off course, and it can serve as repainting the lines on the road, resetting new boundaries, and use your purpose as a filter. It's so easy, especially during the holidays and this time of year, to say yes. We want to do things. We want to hang out. We want to continue to extend the holidays, to feel good, to socialize, to have renewed experience. And 2026 is coming. Just say no more. That's the number one thing I could share. Just use your purpose as a filter. It's a full body FBF yes. It's a full body fuck yes. It's a hell no, or it's a not now. And just start to recognize the areas of your life that you've been in resistance to. You're like, this thing's draining me. But oftentimes challenges and resistance are like iron sharpens iron. It's our sharpening stones. It's not roadblocks. Pain and pressure and tension and resistance, it's how you develop muscle, baby. If you go to the gym, you want a bigger bicep, you lift a heavier weight. It hurts more. It's more uncomfortable. Well, in a similar way, mentally and emotionally, spiritually, socially, pressure makes diamonds, right? It helps us flex and stretch and develop our spiritual muscles. So, just define what's worth your energy before giving it this next few days. Practice pausing, right? Breathe before you respond. Don't react. I know firsthand, I've spent 20 years studying this, and I still have a tendency to lose my breath, to want to react, knee-jerk reaction during conflict. Just pause, breathe, get clear on what you want for everybody, not just what you want. Let go of right and wrong and focus on solution. You do that through breath and grounding and relaxing your nervous system, right? Engage your parasympathetic nervous system. Get clear. A couple other things you could do, just write down like 2 or 3 things that you're no longer willing to tolerate, accept in your life from yourself or for others. Redirect any agitation or frustration this next few days into training, right? Like energy and motion. When you feel uncomfortable, frustrating emotions pop up, deploy that energy in motion. Put that energy in motion. If you don't release the valve on the steam, it's going to come up somewhere. It's going to burn the wrong person. So make sure you do some catharsis, go for walks, move the energy, go to the gym, train, go scream, fuck, yell in your pillow or go in your closet, scream in your clothes. Let that energy move through you is my point. And schedule, if you can, this next few days, a 60 to 120 minute, like spend a couple hours, like an intense block of time to just burn through your friction, get clear on the friction points, the resistance, the tension, the pressure, the stress, and focus on, how do I turn this pressure, this stress, this crisis, and this problem to a set of solutions? And if you've never heard of the Eisenhower matrix, what's most important, what's most urgent, what's least important, what's least urgent. The things that fit in most important, most urgent, do it now. Do it as quick as possible. The things that are most important, but they're not as urgent, just put it on your calendar, schedule it, make a to-do list. The things that are least important, least urgent, well, delegate those things out. See who you can hire, see how you can outsource, and then that final, least important, least urgent category, just delete those things, let them go, get them out of your mental real estate. And just a couple questions to be with as I close out. Where am I avoiding a meaningful challenge, tension, resistance that would make me stronger? And what relationships sharpen me, strengthen me, and which drain the life out of me? That's what I got for you. I'll see you here in another 6 days. It will be New Year's. Just remember going into New Year's that your greatest asset is to get clear on the identities that if you embodied, all of your goals, all of your dreams would come true as a natural byproduct. That's 1. 2, get clear on the parts of you do not want to take into 2026. It's addition by subtraction. Go through your closets, go through your home, get rid of the items that no longer reflect your future self, and let go of those things so that you can create a clean canvas to paint a new identity on. And remember that no version of you and no person on this planet has met the version of you that exists in 2026. You are not obligated to be the same person you were 5 minutes ago. So get clear on the things that you don't want to be, that you don't want to do, the parts that you've held on to that maybe serve you for a time, but it's time to let go of, that can't fit in the same arena as your future self. You must let go of who you were. You must absolutely execute to death those parts of yourself so the future you can live abundantly. Last little piece of news. This Wednesday, we will be reigniting the first session for 2026 for the Breakthrough Lab. So if you would like to have a breakthrough, make more money, get better at everything to do with scaling a business as an entrepreneur, or overcome your self-limitations and be able to navigate your inner world with more confidence, more strength, to make more money, have more harmonic relationship with yourself and others, and feel a deeper sense of meaning, purpose, and conviction in everything you do, we're going to help guide you there. Weekly, it's available to the first 100 people until it's full, and then we'll put a price tag on it and start promoting it. Until then, you have advantage of both the community and the training. In the meantime, got some other exciting news we'll be sharing soon. Remember what you are. You are not your thoughts or emotions. You are the light, infinite love. Shine on. Bye for now.